Hey guys, what's up? I haven't been doing many videos. I'm a really impatient person and I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. But I started painting. I did the primer so far. Yesterday I spent pretty much the entire day doing all the prep work. I had to tape up a bunch of stuff, mask a bunch of stuff off. And I didn't have any plastic, so we used some old wrapping paper, and we used this brown paper that we got at Walmart. This shit was a pain in the ass. So next time I do this, definitely gonna get some plastic. Let me show you guys. I got half the car primered so far. Let me flip this around. Did not do much in the back yet. I started at the front. Did the front and the roof. Looks okay so far. The dash and all that stuff up there is pretty much done. The roof is done. I got several coats on the front and the roof so far. I started back there on the sides. I'm going to do the floor last because I'll be crawling around in there. I'm just getting ready to start doing the back, the hatch area. And I'm going to do the door panels last. Probably right before I do the floors. So that's how it's going. I got my heater on. It's pretty warm in here, nice and cozy. Hopefully it helps with paint a little bit. But I'm gonna do back the primer and then shit down so we can get it painted. Floor only has one coating on it, but the rest is done. Sides, the top, the back. The doors, I'm probably going to do, I might do another coat on the doors. I have about 2 coats on the doors. The thing with the doors is, you're not really going to see much of the paint in the doors, because I'm going to have the sheet metal door panels on it. So just from the places where I rivet on the sheet metal, you're not going to be able to see. So I just wanted to make sure that the edges where the sheet metal is not going to be is painted. But the inside is looking pretty good. Come around the other side here. Yeah, it's not, doesn't look too bad. I'm afraid that I'm going to end up having to use or go get more green paint, because right now, let me set this down. Right now I think I got a total of 7 cans of the Grabber Green. And in order to get that, I had to, when I went to Walmart, that's where I got the primer and the clear coat. It's the next town up. So while I was there, I hit up Advance Auto Parts and AutoZone. Advance Auto had 2 cans of paint, of the green. AutoZone didn't have any. And I already had 2 cans here, so that gave me 4. Then when I came back home, I called the Advance out by me, and they had 4 cans. So I think I already had 1 can, so I have 7 cans total of the green. So I'm probably gonna have to call Advance tomorrow and have them order some more, because I didn't think I was gonna use that much of the primer, but I've used a lot. Last night I used 3 cans. I bought another 8 cans today. I don't know how many of that I have left, but I feel like the green is going to take more to lay down than the primer did, so we'll see. But once this dries, I'm going to do another coat and then hopefully start laying the green soon. Primer is finally done. I actually had to run out and grab some more primer. I got the base of the car done on the inside, and then I started doing the floor. I didn't quite have enough to do all the floor, at least do as many coats as I wanted on the floor. So I had to run back out and get some more. So I also called a parts store. I called it AutoZone, and I had them order me some more Grabber Green, because I used a lot of primer. This isn't even all the cans. I've probably used, I would say, about 15 cans, 16 cans of primer, I would say. They're like $4 a can, so you know, it's not very cheap, but I wanted to do a really thick layer coat of primer before I start painting. Obviously I want it to last as long as it can, and it's just spray paint, so it's going to get dinged up, especially like on the floorboards, you know, other areas where your feet are going to be, or you're throwing shit. So yeah, that's done. I have a total of 7 cans of the Grabber Green. I think I said earlier I had to run around to multiple part stores just to get 7 cans. So I called AutoZone, and I had to Google the part number for it. Apparently they can't look anything up without a part number, and they can only get 3 cans, period. I don't know why, but they can only get 3 cans, 2 from one vendor and 1 from another hub or some shit. So I'm gonna call Advance tomorrow. They're actually already closed. That's why I called AutoZone. I call Advanced Auto and see if they can get some paint ordered in for me. I'm probably gonna need, I don't know. I used, like I said, 15, 16 cans of primer, and I don't know if the green is gonna lay on better than the primer did, or if it's gonna be harder. I don't really know much about paint, but I'm definitely gonna need more than 7 cans to finish it. So if I get those 3, that'll be 10 total. Get a few more from Advance. I'll probably just use what I have tonight, and if I need more, then I will grab the 3 that I ordered from AutoZone. And if I still need more, then I'll probably have to call Advance, or Advance Auto, and order more from them. So I'm hoping this goes down decent and I get a good amount of coverage with the cans that I have. And then I bought, I think, 6 cans of gloss, and so I'm definitely going to need more gloss too. But it's almost done. I got the primer done finally anyway, so once that dries, what I'm probably going to do, I don't know if I have it out here right now or not, but I have a green scrubby pad, and I'm going to go around definitely the sides and the top. I'm going to scrub the whole insides down, and then I'll probably do the floor last, obviously, and then vacuum it all out, and then I'll start doing the green. But I don't know, it turned out decent. I mean, I don't, it's primer, so I don't really know what to look for. Primer is primer, but from what I can see, I mean, it looks good. It's a pretty thick coat. I think we'll be good. I think that'll be enough. I tried focusing on the areas that you're gonna see once everything's in. Like right here, for example, there's gonna be a seat here. There's gonna be a seat on the other side. So, because I was, realizing how much primer I was using, I was kind of trying to save what I had for the areas where I really need it. I did not do another layer on the door panel, so I figured it'd be a waste. Like, I did plenty everywhere pretty much, but I went extra heavy on the areas where you're definitely going to be able to see, even after it's all put together, like the roof, the floor on this side, like, right here in front of the seats, that part of the dash. I didn't go too crazy up there because I'm going to have my sheet metal dash, but even with my sheet metal dash, you're going to be able to see all of this. So I went heavy on there. I went really heavy underneath the pedals in that area. And I went pretty heavy in the back. So hopefully, I'm gonna wait a little longer. I can see. I don't know if you can on the phone, but the primer is still wet on the floor in certain areas. So I'm gonna wait for that to dry. I went heavy on this too, because I don't plan on really having anything cover that aside from the shifter and the e-brake. But this area is probably going to be pretty much empty. So I went heavy there. Along the door, the bottom of the doors there, along the floor, I went heavy on. Yeah, so I'm going to wait for this to dry and then run in the house, and I'll grab my green, shake it up nice, and start getting some green laid down. I'm so excited. Like, I'm not, like, obviously, like I said earlier, the color, I want the paint to look good, but I just got to get it decent, really. I just got to get it green. And once everything starts going in the car, that's what I'm looking for. I actually thought of a really good idea for the doors, for the door handles. I deleted the actual plastic for the door, for the handle. And so I'm left with these rods. It's jammed in there, so that way, there we go. So the rod usually would attach to this piece here. In order to open a door now, you got to pull this. You got to pull this towards the front of the car. So what I thought about doing was, our dirt cars, they have 2 shifters for 3 speeds, and all they are is just they're just really they're aluminum. They're billet aluminum, and they got holes in them. I could probably post a picture up on this real quick so you can see instead of me trying to describe it. But I was gonna try and find just the handle pieces, not the shifter assembly, but just the handle pieces, and connect that rod to that aluminum piece, and you can pull that. It'll just look better. So all you'll see is the aluminum piece. You won't see the actual rod. But then I was looking at shifters and stuff, like on Amazon. I couldn't find just the handles. And while I was on there, I kept seeing like other random shifters. So I started seeing four-wheeler, like quad shifters, and they got, the little, if I use those in the car, when you're in the seat and you're sitting in the car, instead of pulling it, you'll be able to kind of push it because of the end. It's got the end where your foot will go on the quad. So I'm thinking about using those instead. It sounds stupid, but I think it'll look really good. You probably won't even really be able to tell without looking that it's a quad shifter. But just stupid shit like that, that's what I'm excited to do. The dash, I can't wait to get that in. I'm not really looking forward to making the dash or making the panels. Just I've cut a lot of sheet metal and done a lot of riveting, and it kind of gets tedious. But once it's in, then I can start doing all the little things, and the little things is what I'm excited for. It'll tie everything together. Also, I thought about leaving the door panels and the side pieces in the back. I was thinking about just leaving them black because I'm gonna have to paint over them, and I don't really feel like painting no more. And like, I'd have to leave everything taped up, so I might just leave them black. And I feel like I've painted that stuff before, the sheet metal, aluminum, so it's not the greatest. So I don't know what it would look like. I don't know how well it would bond to the sheet metal. So I was thinking about just leaving them black. I think that would help break up the green a little bit more. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll see what it looks like when it's all on there. The door panels, I was thinking about using rib nuts instead of rivets, so that way I can easily take the panel off instead of having to drill out the rivets. There's pieces in the back. I don't plan on ever having to take that out, so I'll probably just use regular rivets for that. What else? I can't wait to get everything, the paint done. Then stuff can start going back in the car. You start making wiring. Basically, I'm going to start at each plug in the engine bay for my ECU. I'm going to run my own wiring from the plug all the way into the car where the ECU is going to go. I don't really know where the ECU is going to go. Originally I wanted it, I don't even know where I wanted it originally, because I've thought about this 100 times, but I was thinking down by the floor here where your passenger feet would be, but along the firewall. I was thinking about making not really a bracket, but like a mount for it, I guess. So that way it's kind of protected. I don't want the passengers to be kicking it and shit. I might be able to put it up a little higher, I don't really know. But the relay panel, it's going to be a pretty big panel. Like I said, I'm going to have two panels. And so I don't want to put everything up under the dash. I feel like there'd be too many wires and it'd be just a clutter. And the whole point of redoing all the wiring was to get rid of my clutter of wires in that area. So at the very least, I would say one of the panels, I'm going to build a mount somewhere back here, and that's where the relay panel is going to go for at least the auxiliary stuff. Maybe the chassis stuff, because if the auxiliary shit is up here, I don't know. I'll have to figure it all out. I'm not that far yet, but I know the Red Demon, there's one in the back, like right behind the passenger seat, in the back seat. But I just don't want it to interfere. It shouldn't anyway, but I really want, once this is all done and once I have a fuel cell in, I want to have a piece of sheet metal kind of slope upwards, and then have some kind of like a foam piece or something that's got to be fireproof to kind of seal against the windshield or the window glass and the hatch to make a firewall. So I don't want too much shit back here, because I don't really know where the slope or where the sheet metal is going to start. So we'll see what happens. I gotta go get sheet metal yet. I was gonna do it yesterday, but I honestly wasn't feeling it, man. This Friday killed me. There was so much prep work that went into this, which I knew there was going to be a lot of work, but taping everything down that I didn't want painted, like the taping is one thing, but when you gotta like make defined lines along, you know, certain areas, that's, you don't want, like I'm kind of ODD when it comes to that shit, but just everything sucks. I had to back the car out 100 times. I did some sanding and stuff like that. It wiped me out, and I didn't feel like going yesterday because I felt like I was behind schedule. I had a goal of having the car completely painted by Sunday night. It's Saturday right now. Get the primer done. So I didn't, because I felt like I was behind schedule, I didn't go out yesterday and get sheet metal because, you know, I work all week long. So I wouldn't be able to do any sheet metal work until next weekend anyway. So probably, you know, definitely next weekend I'll have to go get it. But it's like an hour away too, where I have to get it. So it's a special kind of sheet metal. We use it for like the bodies out of our dirt cars are made out of it. So it's like I can get sheet metal from plenty of other places, but this is aluminum, and we use it on the dirt cars. And I have a huge dirt racing background, so I feel like just that little difference in the sheet metal would kind of give it a little spin of my own personal character, I guess, because it's, you know, just a special kind of aluminum sheet metal. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. The shit should be dried pretty soon, so get some green started going here soon, and I'll update you guys in a bit.